on the Pro Wrestling. Sean Lennon, welcome back on the Pro Wrestling Enforcer podcast. And join me is a special guest, but a guy who was on the podcast last year doing WrestleMania predictions. We also did a StarCast preview as well. So it's Jeff Henry join us here and on the Pro Wrestling Enforcer podcast. Back on the Pro Wrestling Enforcer podcast. It's been a while. So how you doing, Jeff? Welcome back on the show.
Thank you very much. Not only was I on those podcasts, I also was the very first person to do a Pro Wrestling Enforcer with you, if you don't remember that. Remember? We were supposed to do it together. Schedules, complications. We're still friends, things happen. But we're here to give you a WrestleMania prediction show.
Yeah, it sounds good, man. And so, Jeff, let's talk about what do you think of how WrestleMania just kind of evaporated before our eyes, And then the card is intact, but the fact that they can't have it at, a stadium. They can't have fans there. I mean, it's like, man, it's crazy. It's like taking out the Mania out of WrestleMania.
It's honestly like the end of the world, man. Things happen. You can't avoid them. You just got to roll with the punches. Unfortunately, not only WrestleMania this year, we're losing the Masters, which should be going on, this week or next week, or pretty soon from now. I really don't know. I enjoy watching the Masters, though. We're missing the Indy 500, which is supposed to be going on in May, right around my birthday. Wimbledon in June or July already got canceled. So it's not just WrestleMania being affected. It's everything being affected. So, people are laid off. But the one good thing that I enjoy about Vince McMahon is he never canceled. Now, is he putting his wrestlers at risk? I don't know. Maybe. But you know what? The show must go on, baby. Yeah. The show must go on, and he's bringing normalcy to America. So the next 2 nights, we will both be able to sit back, relax, and forget about everything going on right now, man, and be able to enjoy wrestling. Not just, it's not going to be live, obviously, but we're going to be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy theater at its most base. We're going to be able to sit back and enjoy people getting it on, you know what I mean, for reasons. And you know what? Vince McMahon should be applauded for that. You know what I mean? He really should be, because it's a constant. It's a constant. Yeah. The World Series, baseball season's canceled, bro. Baseball season's gone. So
is it officially canceled? I thought it was postponed.
It's postponed, but what do you think if they're already canceling stuff in May and June?
You can't have a 35-game season or 45-game season
unless they play without fans. And honestly, it really, baseball's here nor there. We're here to talk about WrestleMania. So Sean, I wrote a list of the 16-1, the most interesting matches to me. Can we go from 16-1?
Is there 16 matches this year? I didn't know there was 16.
And what I'll do is I got a penny right here. I don't know if you can see it. Is this going to be on just audio, or is this going to be video?
This is video, and you're right. This is 16 matches this year. You're right about that.
Well, I got a penny. I got a penny right here.
Do you think that they could have done this all in one night?
Yes.
Or did they extend it?
No, they could have all done it. They could have done it all in one night. Do you know why I know that, Sean? Because you and I sat at WrestleMania 33, where there was like 18 matches in one night. Do you remember sitting in the remember that, how nasty that felt?
Yeah, we have no seat backs. We had
you remember when
nowhere to rest
the guy was smoking a cigarette? The guy was smoking a cigarette behind us, and Barry ratted him out. Remember? Yeah. And then the vendor, whoever, came up and said, "Hey, that guy ratted you out," and pointed right to Barry. And they were telling him snitches get stitches. That was hilarious, dude.
I know. But they didn't eject them, though. They just warned them.
Yeah, right? It's WrestleMania, bro. But hey, so what I have is right here. If you see this, I have a penny. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. I'm going to let you call. We're going to start from 16-1. Heads or tails, you get the first call of WrestleMania 36. You get to call the first match. I call the last. If I win we get to decide. Here we go. What do you want, heads or tails?
Tails.
It was tails. So do you want to defer, or do you want to pick the 16th match, the
I'll
least,
pick the 16 match, I guess.
the last match? All right. So you ready to start to get it on? Ready to start
So, so go with the last match.
Well, no. I have it here. I wrote my list down.
Oh, okay.
So I have the most least important match: Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Who wins it, Sean? You get to pick first.
I am going to go. Well, here's a report that I did here. Sorry, man. We're in the real world, man. I heard that Dolph Ziggler didn't make it to WrestleMania.
What do you mean?
I heard that he was sick and he had high fever, and they didn't let him go.
We would have known about this, though, right?
That's what I read. I also read the same thing about the Miz.
Hold on. No. I read yesterday, Dolph Ziggler tweeted yesterday that he had more singles, that Michael Cole had more singles matches at WrestleMania than he did until this week. So you're sure? Hold on. Let me look at this real quick.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dolph Ziggler. Hold on.
Isn't that crazy that Dolph Ziggler never had a singles match in WrestleMania all these years? Right?
Yeah, no, Dolph's good, dude. Dolph's good. Who you picking? Dolph or Otis?
I'm gonna go with Dolph Ziggler on this one. I think he's gonna come out with the win. Like you said, it's his first singles match at WrestleMania, and Otis is lucky to be sharing the spotlight. But I'm going with Ziggler.
I'm taking Otis just for the pure fact he's the only wrestler that entertains me anymore. I really like Otis. I'm high on him. Ziggler, it is crazy. Ziggler's a workhorse. Ziggler should be in the main event, to be honest. I mean, he's world champion material. I'm going to take Otis just because he entertains me. I like him. Their storyline is the only storyline. You said you haven't watched it in a while. Their storyline is the only storyline that's been going on for multiple weeks, maybe even months.
Right.
So I like Otis. I think he's hilarious. I'm going to go Otis. You're going to take Ziggler.
And Mandy Rose is what they're fighting for.
Yeah. So the next match that I have here is, and I get to pick this one, the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I haven't really watched wrestling a whole lot lately either. You and I are pretty much in the same boat, but I do love Alexa Bliss. She's a girl from Ohio. I'm an Ohio guy. Illinois transplant. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm taking Alexa. I'm taking Nikki. Who do you have in this one?
I am going with Alexa and Nikki too.
All right. So we agree.
I think they're going to get it done when the title's back and the faces go over. I think something's going to happen where Asuka is going to she's going to accidentally give the miss to Kairi Sane. I think they're waiting to hold that spot off till Mania, and then
I don't even know who
it erupts from there.
Who are Kabuki Warriors? Is it Asuka and who?
Kairi Sane. So I think Asuka's going to accidentally going to give her the green miss.
How cool the entrance have been with the pirate ship though with Kairi Sane though this year.
Yeah.
Raymond James. All right. Next one, Sean. You get the first pick. The Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza.
Yeah, I'm going with the Street Profits. I think they retain the belts. And Austin Theory, it's crazy to see that this guy is really coming. Is already at WrestleMania. Not even 3 months in the company. So like not even a month in the company. He's already at WrestleMania.
You're taking
a month on TV rather. He's been with the company for 3 months for the past 6 months, but I'm talking about on TV. He's been on TV less than a month.
I think you're going to beat me here, but I'm going to take. I don't know who Austin Theory is. I don't know who Angel Garza is. I think there was a Mexican kid who I went to high school with named Angel Garza. I'm taking Angel Garza. I'm taking Austin Theory.
All right, so the unicorns. We'll see. I go with the Street Profits, man. They get it done. They're very flashy, but I like their style. They're one of the more fun tag teams to watch in WWE today, so I'm going with them.
I get to pick the next one. Next one I have is Elias versus King Corbin. I'm going to take King Corbin in this one.
I am going with Elias. I
Really?
think Elias gets it
Why?
done. Yeah.
Why do you think
Why?
so?
I think they need to do something with Elias. And isn't this Elias' first match at WrestleMania? He's never had a singles match or a match at all.
He's been there
That
a
should
few
kind
times,
of,
hasn't he? He was there at
he's
32.
never wrestled in a match.
You're right. He's never wrestled a WrestleMania match. But then again, King Corbin, though, he's a heel that they're trying to get over. Why not put him over a lot? I mean, he really, it doesn't matter who wins. Does it really
I don't
matter?
want to see King Corbin win twice in a row at
Is
Mania.
this, hold
You
up,
know?
is this here's the question. Is this the most meaningless match in WrestleMania history? Is this the
Yeah,
most meaningless match in the 36 years of WrestleMania?
pretty
Who
much.
Who cares? Who cares who wins
I
this?
know.
Who cares who wins it? Do you really
Yeah.
care if Elias?
No,
I
I don't. I mean, it'll be a match that I can, use a bathroom or be on my
don't,
phone.
dude,
I don't really
it's
need to
the
see
most
that live.
meaningless match in the history of WrestleMania. The most meaningless match. All right, your go. I have here your pick. Now, this next match that I'm about to say, if this happened in front of 60,000 people at Raymond James Stadium, this had the potential to tear the roof off the place. This had, in my opinion, this next match, which you get to call first, had the potential to be up there with Ricky Steamboat Savage, Michaels Taker, if it were to be a legit,
Right.
you know what I mean? None of these are gonna, you can't really take any of these and put them in that category just because it's gonna be pre-taped. You know what I mean? That you
Yeah.
can edit anything. So really,
Right.
all that shit's out the window. So this is like a throwaway Mania, but this match right here could have been up to that par.
Mm-hmm.
The match is Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
for the Intercontinental Championship. Who do you have?
I am going with Sami Zayn.
I'm also going with Sami Zayn. What's your reasoning?
I mean, he just became the champion, so I feel like he should get at least a chance at a successful title defense. But
I
yeah,
mean,
he's going against the GOAT. And Daniel Bryan, he's had some big wins at WrestleMania. We go back and look at his past. He's done a lot at WrestleMania. You
I
know,
100% agree. I mean, you can't. You're trying to push this guy. You got the workhorse belt on him. He's going against the ultimate workhorse, dude. They have a history together. Um, yeah. I mean, Sami Zayn needs this win. I mean, I think, like I said, if it was, in front of 60,000 people, dude, this is hands down match of the night,
yeah.
probably. If they give enough,
Daniel Bryan had match of the night last year too. So
yeah, I mean, awesome.
would you say they had the best match last year?
Did they fight
Daniel
last year?
Bryan.
Did they fight last
Daniel
year?
Bryan and Kofi Kingston. Wasn't that the best
Oh,
match
yeah.
last
Okay, so last year I was actually on a business trip for the business that I work for. I was in
year?
Arkansas, and I actually landed in Arkansas. I flew from Ohio to Arkansas, landed in Little Rock, drove to where I work, or drove to the hotel, and when I turned on the iPad, Seth Rollins was swinging the belt around over his head. So
Oh,
I had just missed the world title win. Then I watched it all up until that match. I want to say that match between Daniel and Kofi. It didn't go on last, but it went on like there may have been like two or I think Triple H and Batista was after that.
yeah.
It was before, yeah. So it was like kind of middle of the card. I watched the Daniel Bryan match. I think it was okay. Honestly, Kofi, eh, Kofi's okay. I like Kofi, and he deserved it.
Right.
Kofi deserved it, dude.
Mhm.
Um, they put on a good match. Honestly, though, last year's WrestleMania, I think it kind of sucked. Maybe it was because I wasn't there, and I've been there the last 3 years. You know what I mean? I've been to
Yeah.
WrestleMania. I was kind of zoned out and like not really caring. My
Right.
favorite,
You just got the
actually, the
trip.
best match. Matter of fact, Sean, you asked me the best match of WrestleMania last year. Look it up on YouTube. The best match of WrestleMania last year: Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio. Watch it. Did you see that one?
Yeah, it was short.
Samoa Joe choked him out in like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
That was my
because
favorite.
I heard that Mysterio was hurt.
That was my best. That was the best match last year. All right,
Really?
so you picked first. So I picked this time. Next one, Aleister Black. That you and I both watched his. We watched his in-ring debut on NXT. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley with Lana. I'm picking Aleister, dude. I'm picking Aleister Black.
Yeah, I gotta go with Aleister Black against Bobby Lashley.
What's your reasons?
I haven't really done too much of Aleister Black since he's been on the main roster. You know, I just feel like, you know, he was doing that thing about knock on my door.
Yeah,
knocking on my door, and he did that thing, and then he was in a match feud with Buddy Murphy. I think it was elevating Buddy Murphy more than him, and so at this point, I think he just needs a win against a big veteran like Bobby Lashley. It's a must-needed win, and hopefully get people to care about him again, because he was hot in NXT, and then he just fizzled out, which is no surprise, because that's what happens when you bring fight wrestlers from NXT. I mean, you got guys like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa saying, I would never leave NXT. They'd have to fire me if they're going to move me to Raw or SmackDown.
Can you imagine Tommaso Ciampa being on the main roster and being like a Buddy Murphy?
Well, he is on the main roster. That's the thing. Let me correct you, man. NXT is the main roster now. There is no main roster. They're all main roster. They're just
you know what I mean.
3 different divisions.
Yeah, you're technically right. You're right. You're right. They're all.
And that's what they said to Johnny Gargano when he won the NXT title last year. Like, how about being the main roster? He's like, I am on the main roster. That's how I see it. NXT is the main roster. NXT is so good. It's like WWE has to thank God that Triple H made NXT, because if they didn't, they'd be really in a lot more trouble. NXT gives the best shows, hands down.
Territories.
We're seeing the
I like territories, dude. I liked it when there was Smoky Mountain and
right.
You know, but that's the old days, though, I guess. Yeah, you're right, though. They are the main roster. I think it's unfortunate, kind of. Honestly, because I think it's awesome for hardcore wrestling fans like you. I wouldn't even say I wouldn't even classify myself. You know what? I would classify myself as a hardcore wrestling fan. I've been to multiple WrestleManias. I spend money. I spend thousands of dollars every paycheck that I make on wrestling paraphernalia. I would consider myself a hardcore wrestling fan, but I'm not like I'm more of a New York guy. You know what I mean? I'm more of a WWE guy than I am anything else. I don't really follow New Japan. I respect what they do, but I like it when there are people who come up, like, let's say back in the day, you had 3 territories. Well, you had, after the territories were over, you had WCW, you had ECW, you had WWF. I liked, and ECW was kind of like the breeding ground, you know what I mean? For your Eddie Guerreros or Chris Jerichos, and they would move up, like they would go up to WCW, and then they would blow up on WWF, WWE. I liked it like that, but there was also a competition. Now there's no more competition. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speaking.
I would say AEW is competition for WWE.
Kind of, but like, who do they? And do you think? All right, since you mentioned AEW, do you think that Cody Rhodes will one day hold the WWE Championship?
I don't think he wants to.
I think he will. I think one day he will. He'll be back. You don't think he'll be back? You don't think he'll be back?
I don't know. I don't think so. He's really invested in the company. I mean, he's the EVP of the company.
All right. Will Jericho be a Hall of Famer?
He said in his mind he's already a Hall of Famer. I saw him on TMZ. He said, I'm a Hall of Famer already in my mind.
He's a Hall of Famer, dude.
Right. And he said most people that want me to go in think I'm a Hall of Famer. He said, oh, what matters is I think I'm a Hall of Famer. And that's all he said.
Do you think they'll let him go in, though?
No.
If the Bella twins go in, bro, Chris I'm sorry for using the F word. I haven't used it yet.
But they can go to AEW. I think if AEW were to collapse as a promotion, then it has more of a chance. But if AEW is still standing, which I believe it will be for a very long time, I just don't think they're going to allow that to happen.
Maybe not. Are you ready to pick the next match?
Yeah, man.
All right. Bayley versus Lacey versus Naomi versus Sasha versus Tamina.
And in this match, you might be surprised. I'm going with Lacey. I think she gets it done.
Really?
Yeah, I
Barry
think that they've been teasing her to win the belt for a while, and I think she gets the big WrestleMania match. And she's like a former soldier, so you have that patriotic moment, and I definitely think I think turning her babyface was a decent move, was a good move.
I'm gonna take Sasha Banks for
this.
I think Sasha.
Sasha just doesn't get the rub anymore.
Even though I really did want to take the woman whose father murdered the girlfriend, Tamina. Why in the hell is she? Dude, Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, she replaced Dana Brooke, I believe.
Oh,
Dana Brooke was supposed to be in this match, and Dana Brooke is sick, unfortunately. I'm not going to speculate whether she has COVID-19, because that's not fact, but she is sick and cannot come to the shows. Same with Rey Mysterio.
They got COVID-19?
We don't know that. I just said I don't want to speculate. All I know is they're both sick, and that's why they couldn't come. They're checking the temperatures. What if they just have the flu? What if they just have a fever?
I'm not saying that. I thought that you said that.
They're not testing for COVID.
All right. Why are you pushing me? I don't care if they do or not.
They are checking their temperatures.
All right. Well, why can we get in trouble for saying they have it, or?
No, I just don't want to say that they have it. Jump through.
All right.
It's possible they could be.
Next match. Next match, I go for this one. Rollins Owens. I'm taking Rollins.
Yeah. Why do you think Rollins wins this one?
I think this has another potential to be a knockdown. If it was in the middle of 65,000 people, this has another potential to be the match of the night. Seth Rollins is possibly, I would put him right now, is the second or third best wrestler, not only in WWE, but on planet Earth.
I can name a lot of better wrestlers.
No, you can't. Who would you name that's better than him? I put him.
There's a lot of great independent stars out there too.
Better than Seth friggin' Rollins? No,
I would say so, man. There's a lot of good wrestlers, and I think I told Barry this. I would say he's in the top 10, but I don't say top 3.
You know what? The best wrestler on planet Earth is fighting on this card, and we'll talk about him a little bit later, and I will bring him back up. But Seth Rollins is in the top for me, anyways. I believe he's in the top 3. I believe Daniel Bryan's in the top 3. It's just in my opinion.
Right.
But who do you have?
I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins too.
Both of us.
WrestleMania is his event. It might be kind of because he hasn't lost in WrestleMania in a little while. I don't think he's lost
last year. Oh, Lesnar?
No, Rollins.
Rollins. He fought Lesnar last year and he won.
He won.
Year before that, he fought in the ladder match. He won that. The year before that, dude, he's got a pretty impressive WrestleMania resume.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to extend his streak, yeah.
He's being
I don't think he's lost since he lost to Randy Orton at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, and then he won the third. No, it was 31, and then he won the belt that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a pretty impressive streak, dude. Yeah. All right, we'll both take Rollins. Is it my go now? Or no, it's your go.
But I like Kevin Owens a lot, man. I like the fact that he's back.
I like him a lot too. I think both of them are good. I think Owens. I think Owens is a top.
Expect some crazy spots. I'm gonna see some really crazy stuff, man.
Like I said, I think Owens is a top 10 guy. All right, so we're halfway through the card. So right now we got number 8. Your pick, the New Day versus the Usos versus Miz and Morrison. Who do you got winning in the ladder match? This could be pretty good too, dude. This
Yeah.
pretty good. You
I got Miz and Morrison. How about you?
See, I thought the Miz wasn't even what I heard originally was that the Miz. See, I haven't been watching either, and all this stuff's been changing because originally it was supposed to be Morrison versus like the Usos in a 1-on-2 ladder match. Now it's a threat. I'm gonna take the Usos.
Yeah. Why
And
do
then
you see them winning?
Sean, Jeff. All right, next match. This one really bothers me, Sean. This match really bothers me. You ready for it?
Yeah.
The reason why it bothers me is it's for the NXT Women's Championship, okay? When you win the Royal Rumble, why are you trying to go for the least prestigious belt?
Why is it at least prestigious?
Because well, I mean, we could talk about it. Has only been around for 3 years. It's all new people.
It's been around for about longer than that, about 6-7 years.
Okay. No, about 2014, right? So 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's been around for 6 years. It's been around for 6 years in the least prestigious brand.
How long has the Raw Women's Championship been around? Only 3 years.
What's that?
The Raw Women's Championship hasn't been around for that long.
The Raw Women's Championship can be predated, though, back to the Fabulous Moolah. And that's a fact, Jack. That's a fact, Jack. You know this. Why would you go and fight somebody who is unproven on the main stage after you win the big one? Okay, let's just say this. Let's say Drew McIntyre here. Let's say he won. Let's say Drew McIntyre won the Men's Royal Rumble, which he did. What would you think if he went out, and I don't even know who's the NXT champion? Gargano or Ciampa?
No, Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, okay. So what would you say if Drew McIntyre won after eliminating Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble? What would you say if he said, you know what, fuck it? Sorry for using the F word. What would you say if he said, fuck it, I'm gonna go fight Adam Cole? Everybody'd be like, what in the fuck is this guy thinking?
I agree. Yeah, this match is not like the favorite of mine. I do think that it's a fresh matchup because I was thinking, is Charlotte going to be take on Bayley? No, that's old news. Charlotte's going to take on Becky Lynch? No. What you say?
Okay. It's my pick. It's my pick first of all, right. It's my pick. But the thing is, all right, if Charlotte wins it, then then Charlotte subjects herself to going back to the minor leagues. So she's the minor league champion. It is the minor leagues. Let's be honest, Sean. Let's be honest. It's the minor leagues. Don't try to. You can't bullshit. I'm sorry for cursing. You can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Right.
It's the minor leagues. Okay, Charlotte wins. Okay, so she went like 2 rungs down or 1 rung down and beat their champion. Awesome. Rhea Ripley wins. Then Rhea Ripley beat the woman who headlined WrestleMania last year and might be the greatest women's professional wrestler of all time. Who wins in that scenario? Rhea Ripley beats her. She's still the champion of the minors, but she has the win against like the greatest of all time. Charlotte beats Rhea, then who gives a shit? And then she's the champ of the minors. This better be a knockdown drag out, dude. This better be like a blood. Somebody better get color here. I'm gonna take Charlotte, dude. I'm taking Charlotte, and I'm gonna take Charlotte winning. Oh man, I don't think she takes the belt though, dude. This is the match that gets me heated, dude. I don't think she takes the belt. I think she wins by something happens, dude. I don't know what it is. I think she wins, but I think Rhea keeps the belt. she wins by DQ or count out or something happens. But this is a knockdown drag out where they just beat the living shit out of each other.
Yeah, it works in that case if as a match. I don't know what the outcome will be. With if Charlotte would win the belt, or Rhea Ripley beats Charlotte. How is that going to go? Would she? It's funny. Like if she beats Rhea Ripley, beats Charlotte, she could take her place on SmackDown, and or she lost to Charlotte. It's like, was that how it works? She would take
No.
Rhea Ripley, take Charlotte's place on SmackDown. But it's interesting to ponder. But overall, I think that this match is Charlotte's. I think she wins this match. Rhea Ripley I feel like she's a really great talent. I really enjoy her in NXT, but just would like to see her establish herself more in NXT. You had one title defense since you won the belt. I'd like to see more of her. Actually, she had a couple, maybe like just not even a handful title defense. I'd like to see her prove why she's the champion. And I was really hoping that, they would keep her away from Charlotte because I feel like they're feeding her to Charlotte. So I was hoping they would just keep her on NXT TakeOver and make that a separate match, and Charlotte would challenge someone else. But I think that what they're trying to do is elevate NXT, elevate the women there, and put a spotlight on them. And I think they should just make it a lumberjill match just for the sake of it. And you have a woman from all the three rosters there, But besides that, there's really no appeal story-wise. But I just hope it's a good match.
This bothers me, dude. I don't know why. It really bothers me.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you kind of understand where I'm coming from here?
Yeah, I do.
You win the Royal Rumble, then you go fight for. That's like me winning. That's like me winning the NFC Championship as a head coach, and then saying, "Screw going to the Super Bowl. I want to go play for the AFL Championship." Why, dude? Why?
And they want to get that out of your head. They want NXT to be the main roster. They want everybody to get what they're trying to do.
And if Rhea Ripley beats her, I don't think there's any way, right?
But are you not a big NXT fan? Like, do you watch NXT?
No, not at all. But the thing, we're talking about possibly, Sean, possibly. We're not just talking about like Alexa Bliss or Sasha Banks or Bayley. Charlotte is cemented. What accolades what is she, like a 7 or 8 time women's champ? She may be the greatest of all time just like her father. And honestly, right. It's well deserved. She may be the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me sick. I'm going to go with Charlotte. Rhea might do it, whatever. You went with Charlotte too. Next match, your call here. Oh, this is a good one. The Man, Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be I think this is going to be a good match. I think I would like to see a headline, but I don't think so. I think they're going to either go with Goldberg and Braun Strowman as the main event one night, and then the other night will be Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. But they might let Edge and Randy Orton main event. But this match, I like Shayna Baszler. A lot of people are criticizing Shayna because she doesn't run the ropes. She doesn't do high flying stuff off the turnbuckle. But she's a ground mat fighter. I mean, that's what she is. She's trained from MMA. Shayna Baszler's just been dominant, man. Every time we see her, she pulls out everything. You know what I mean? She pulls out all the stops, and I'm a fan of her. I'm a fan of her matches. I think that Becky Lynch has been the champion for a year now. I think it's a time for a title change. So I am going with Shayna Baszler. I don't know if it's going to be a clean win. If Shayna has cheated in the past, she could use the help of use her aid of Marina Shafir in her match, you know what I mean, and the other, and Jessamine Duke, or she will just go solo and just get the win. I mean, she already beat Becky. She already has a pinfall win in a triple threat with Becky Lynch, right? She won the main event of WrestleMania. I mean, Survivor Series. So I think she's gonna build off that momentum, and then it's very possible Becky Lynch, the Man, finds a way to retain, and they'll sell the rematch. I just think it's been a year since Becky Lynch has lost the belt. I could see them pulling the trigger and doing a title change at Mania, and that's my prediction.
My prediction is that Becky retains title. So we are opposite there. I think that see, the thing is, Sean,
Yeah.
earlier you said that Charlotte was gonna beat Rhea. Then you said Baszler was gonna beat Becky. I don't think both things happen. I think one of them beat, you know what I mean? I think one of them beat I don't know. I know I was the one that picked Becky and I picked Charlotte. I think I'm gonna lose out on one of them. I'm just doing it for the sake of argument, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know, man. I think they keep it on her. I think she's been a formidable opponent. I like the way that she like bites people and makes them bleed and shit like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. But have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw it. It's crazy.
It's whatever. Who's next? I'm next. Edge and Orton. Edge and Orton. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm picking Edge. I was there for Edge's last WrestleMania match. I was there for Edge when he went through the ring at the Hell in the Cell and The Undertaker lit it on fire. I've been there for a lot of Edge's matches. I'm a huge Edge fan. I'm a huge Orton fan too. I love Randy Orton. I wouldn't mind seeing Orton win this. And honestly, Orton probably stands to gain the most for winning this. But really, Orton cemented his legacy. It doesn't really matter. Edge has cemented his legacy. They're both Hall of Famers. This match is a really don't matter match. Who wins it? I think they're going to put on a show. I'm going to take Edge, though. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take Edge in this match. I think Edge comes back and gets the win.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any point of Randy Orton winning unless they're going to extend the feud. But I think Edge said this is he's just coming back for this one. And especially with uncertain times, because we may not know when WWE is going to resume, if it was to be postponed. So I think it makes sense to put Edge over.
Exactly. Your turn. Next match, fourth match. This is a pretty good card, dude. I'll say this. The WWE put on, honestly, from what we're reading right now, this really has not been that bad of a card. We were talking about it earlier about how this might be like one of the worst cards. Really not a bad card, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just think it's a weak card. It's a weak card.
If Edge and Orton in the last man standing is fourth from the top, come on, dude. It's a pretty good card. The Fiend versus John Cena in a Firefly Funhouse match or something. Who are you taking?
They're not even. This is one of those really unpredictable matches. They're not even filming this at the in the ring, right? It's all going to be backstage.
This match right here and the other gimmick match, AJ and Taker. One of them's gonna. I think this match that we're talking about is gonna be on Sunday, and the Taker AJ match is gonna be tomorrow or today.
And they're not going to be in the ring. Neither match will be in the ring.
I don't know. I don't believe so though. It's gonna be multiple locations, is what we know. That's all we know.
Yeah, for this match, I would say the Fiend needs the win because he just lost to Goldberg, and he's there. He's a full-time guy because John Cena is the first. It's funny because John Cena 2019. You can look this up, Jeff. It was the first year that he did not have a match on pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, I knew that. And
in 2019, he had one match. It was a tag team match with Becky Lynch against Andrade Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega. I believe that was the only match of the year, too.
I mean, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt's never won at WrestleMania.
I know, it's crazy.
He's
right?
the only one. And you know what? Honestly, I agree with you, Sean. I'm also going to take the Fiend. I think Cena does the right thing. I think he really puts him over.
Yeah.
I think he puts him over. I think he does the right thing. I think he puts him over.
Yeah.
Because he kind of screwed him. Bray Wyatt should have beat Cena at WrestleMania 30. The chickens are coming home to roost. Bray Wyatt and Cena.
But they didn't want to have the shock of two big baby faces losing the same night. With Undertaker losing to...
Well, hold on. Undertaker's not fighting Lesnar. The next match, AJ Styles versus The Undertaker. Now you know
Yeah.
this, but you know this as much as I do, Sean. What is the only reason that I have ever shown up to a WrestleMania? There's only one name that I've ever wanted to see fight at WrestleMania. My
Right.
favorite wrestler of all time. Who is that? Dead
Undertaker.
Man, dude. The Dead Man. I was there, and you were in the arena too, matter of fact, for AJ
Yes.
Styles, for AJ Styles' first WrestleMania match against a Mr. Chris Jericho in Dallas, Texas. And it
Yes.
opened up the show, if you might remember.
Mm-hmm.
Opened up the show. Was that not that may have been the match of the night? Dude, they put on a fucking clinic, dude. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was.
They put on a clinic. So really didn't matter. This isn't wrestling, dude. WrestleMania 36 isn't wrestling. Next year, WrestleMania 37's in Hollywood, California, in LA. This year, WrestleMania 37's in Hollywood, California, in LA. This year, WrestleMania 36 is in Orlando, but you might as well call it Hollywood because it was all taped last week. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's all smoke and mirrors. It's true.
I
Is that not
know.
true?
Yeah,
It's all
yes,
smoke and
true.
mirrors. So honestly, this match, it's all going to be TV. It's all going to be drama. We're going to see drama. The only thing that I really want to see, and I was speaking to Barry Roca about this earlier, the only thing I really want to see is since we can get all these camera angles, and this is supposed to be a buried alive match, I want to see AJ Styles clash him into a grave with the camera like inside of the grave pointing up to look at
Wow.
the angle. How cool would that be, dude?
That'd be insane.
I mean, I'm not saying that AJ would win the match.
I don't want to see Undertaker
My pick to
taking
win.
risk of his
No.
old ass.
I picked to win is the Undertaker because he is my favorite of all time. But I
Yeah.
still want to see him take that Styles clash into the grave with the
Yeah.
camera angle below. You know what I mean? Watching him
Yes.
take it. Because I mean, they could have like pillows or whatever underneath there to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Who you take?
I think Undertaker missed last year's WrestleMania, so he wasn't part of WrestleMania
He
35. I think
was
he
not.
gets to win over AJ Styles. I personally would think AJ would be more beneficial for AJ to be put over. Undertaker's not fighting for the streak anymore, but you know he's going to take those wins. They're few and far between. So I would go with Undertaker, but I'm not in agreement. I think that AJ Styles should go over. And personally,
You're taking AJ?
I think AJ should go over.
You're taking AJ. And
No, I said my prediction is Undertaker, but AJ should go over.
Both of us are taking Undertaker.
I mean, I just don't think Undertaker needs to go over.
One real quick thing is that we can both say is you were WrestleMania 19, right?
Yeah.
And were you at WrestleMania 22?
Yes.
And you're WrestleMania 23?
No.
So
I didn't go to WrestleMania 32. From 22 to 32 and then 33. And then I haven't been since. It's weird. The times I've been to WrestleMania, I either went the following year or 2 years later, you know, or 3 years later, or, you know, I mean, the following year. And then that's it. I've only been to 4 WrestleManias in my life.
Here's one thing that you can say, though, Sean.
You
were there. Right? Huh?
You've been to 3, right?
No. I've been to 4. I was 27, 32, 33, 34. Yeah. Here's one thing that you can say. You were there for 2 of the matches for the Undertaker's streak. I was there for one of them when it was still going on. We both have been in an arena to watch the Undertaker continue his streak. We also have been in an arena to watch the Undertaker lose at a WrestleMania. Yes. Not a whole lot of fans can say that they were at an arena to watch the Undertaker during his streak and
lose. Yeah, you're right.
And lose. Oh, what was there? 60,000 people in New Orleans, and then 60,000, 80,000 people, or whatever. Yeah, dude. There's not a whole lot of people who can say they saw him win and lose at WrestleMania. I think this year the world sees him win. AJ Styles, by the way, he's the greatest wrestler on the planet Earth. best wrestler on planet Earth, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got AJ winning, right?
I have Undertaker winning.
You have
Both
Undertaker winning. Okay.
2 more matches, then we're done. Braun Strowman versus Goldberg.
Yeah. So this match, how did Braun Strowman get to challenge Goldberg?
I don't know. I didn't watch SmackDown tonight.
Oh, wow. Well, we should just watch it right now.
Well, just who do you got? Because I want to go smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman over Goldberg. I don't know. I just didn't see him holding the belt past WrestleMania, but who knows?
I'm also gonna go Braun Strowman over Goldberg, even though I would. Hey, Sean, look at me.
Yeah.
Look up. There is nothing that I would love more to see than Goldberg try to get fucking Braun up over his shoulders for the jackhammer. Would that
be insane?
Awesome? He'd botch it in front of the biggest stage in the world.
I know.
All right, so we both have.
I think if he wins by spear. I don't think he tries to jackhammer him.
We both have Braun.
I don't know, man. I mean, Goldberg, he could retain it. Just depends, like what. I don't know what his deal is.
I got Braun.
Is he here for a few years, or is he here for a year? Or is he leaving?
He's a 52-year-old man. I got Braun. Who do you got?
I'll go with Braun. I'll go with the younger guy.
All right.
But I just think Goldberg could finish him.
Last match, I get to call it Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre. My pick. My name is Jeff Henry, and I am the advocate for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar wins at WrestleMania 36 to retain the most grand title in the world. I'm taking Brock Lesnar. Who you taking?
I want to go with Drew McIntyre. You see him? He's on my wall, man. And I'm with him. I think there's going to be a change in the belt, and Brock Lesnar is going to lose his title. I think the fact that he's held the belt since August.
Nope. You know why? You know why Drew ain't going to win? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Ready to hear it? There's no fans in the arena, bro. Why in the hell would you give that up? You save this till SummerSlam. You make it a close match. Brock barely beats Drew. He retains. He keeps his WrestleMania heat because Brock's been whooping people at Mania. He had a slip up last. Brock ain't losing twice in a row at Mania, especially right now. And you can't have McIntyre win it with no fans there. You agree or disagree? I mean, really? I mean, you have to.
Yeah, I see your point. You
can't. I mean, you want. I mean. Because honestly, during SummerSlam, if the coronavirus whole deal is over with, it will end probably right around that time. You know what I mean? And then everybody's going to be out. That will be the biggest show of the year, dude. That will be the WrestleMania of this year.
Yeah, but I still think if you have Drew McIntyre win, you can still sell that rematch at SummerSlam with Drew McIntyre walking in as the champion.
Or you can have them bloody each other up. You think Vince, dude, it's already happened. I bet Vince had them bloodying each other up, snotting, and who gives a shit? I don't care, whatever.
Well, Brock Lesnar always seems to be bloody in his matches.
Do you have coronavirus? You're just wiping your nose. Yeah.
No, I don't have it. Why?
I was making sure. It didn't really matter.
Yeah, we're not even close to each other.
It's whatever, dude. All right, dude. Well, hey.
I don't have coronavirus.
It was fun talking. I got our picks here, so.
Yeah, man. Send me over the picks so I have them.
I will. Go ahead and end it.
All right, guys. So thanks for listening to Pro Wrestling Enforced, a podcast with Jeff Henry. And guys, you know what? I want to say a shout out to all the Chicago independent wrestlers out there going through a tough time because there's no shows thanks to the COVID-19. So to show your support, you can go to Pro Wrestling Tees and support your wrestlers. I'll have a link on the bottom of this.
Hey, real quick, Sean. I also
Jeff, I'm telling you, man, you got some extra money to burn? Pro Wrestling Tees. How about the staff?
I have a lot of money to burn, but real quick, hey, I want to
They
give
do. They do. Do you like wrestling shirts, Jeff? Because they do a random T-shirt deal. You get like 5 random shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Do they? Hey, do they have?
I'll give you the link after. The link will be on the bottom of this video.
Hey, well, hold on. Do you think they have the T-shirt of the Barry Roca when he fought? What's that guy's name? What's Eric's buddy's name? Eric's buddy's name. Brian Beck. Barry Roca versus Beck. Do they have that T-shirt? Big shout out to Barry Roca. Big shout out to Brian Beck and Eric Phelps. You boys keep doing the good work. I love y'all.
All right, man. So yeah. All right, Jeff. Till next time, man. We'll get together soon. All right.
See you.
2.
Was that all right?